talking today about the complexity and the beauty and the very duplicitous power of sacred tobacco, mapacho, wild jungle tobacco. He plays one of the most profound roles in our culture. Quite often, tobacco plays the role of the villain. For decades now, he has been seen as an addictive, dangerous, toxic, poisonous substance that kills people, causes cancer, all kinds of deep suffering. He's accused of being the culprit. And we do know that there are quantifiable data to back up and people's personal experiences. But what I want to kind of question today is it really true that tobacco is this dangerous substance? Or is he perhaps mirroring a reflection of our shadow collectively and individually, and beneath the surface actually playing the role of the hero? Hear me out. First of all, my name is Kat Courtney. I've been working with plant medicines for decades myself, trained in shamanic traditions, and I was born with a underdeveloped respiratory system because my mother smoked when she was pregnant with me. I have had the story of tobacco being a villain in my life for the first 30 years, actually more than that. And it's only in doing the shamanic work that I've started to unravel that story and realize maybe he's always been the hero. Because if you look at, first of all, the indigenous relationship with tobacco, and there are many, many shamanic cultures that revere this plant, both here in North America, South America, and other parts of the globe. So right away, it causes pause around, wait a second, why would so many cultures see this plant as one of their most sacred healers, as their most sacred allies, okay? And then you sort of look at the relationship that the United States has had with tobacco. Literally, there's a department called the Department of Tobacco and Firearms, that this sacred plant is linked with guns and seen on the same level as a weapon, which is how the US has used tobacco for a century or more now. It's a cash crop. It's been used as a mode of profit and manipulation. So if you think about the way that the majority of the tobacco grown in the US, the intention behind it, which in the shamanic world, we hold that intention is everything. The intention behind it from the moment that seed is planted is to grow something that creates profits rather than healing, expansion of consciousness, etc. So right away, that's a gross intention that is then embedded in a plant that, for all intents and purposes, is the plant of prayer. This plant is used for sacred intentions, for laying prayers, for honoring people, for honoring the earth. And when we flip that script the way that the US has, and we plant this plant with the intention of doing insidious things, maybe he's reflecting that intention rather than actually being a substance that causes harm. Because in the end, if we study the true chemical reaction that tobacco has in our bodies, there is no evidence that the plant itself is this toxic villain. There sure is evidence that all of the things that we put in American cigarettes are carcinogens, are actually toxic. And even the experience of the nicotine being addictive, addiction we now know really is less about the substance or the action and more about the wounding underneath. Addiction is about trauma. It isn't about a physical repetition or a habit, substance abuse, although that's what exists on the surface. So I'm just hypothesizing that tobacco is deeply misunderstood, that he loves us so much, us being humanity, that he will play the role of the bad guy. He will even kill us, knowing that the end game of death is not an end game at all. He will hold us accountable individually and collectively for the fact that we have been abusing an incredibly sacred plant. All I know is in my shamanic walk, when I started approaching this plant with reverence and curiosity, he actually helped to heal my lungs, no joke. He helped me to cry and purge and process the grief from lifetimes from my ancestors that created that contraction, that pain and scarring in my body. and I don't have asthma anymore. I don't have any of the things I used to have as a kid, afraid of tobacco, thinking it was his fault I was sick to begin with. And in fact, this is the plant who helped me heal it, who helped me to breathe and to be free of such things. So I just invite us to re-examine the stories that we tell about nature in particular, and to see where we're accountable for co-creating toxicity, for being irreverent to a plant that deserves our love and respect, and to stop pointing the finger externally and saying all of these things are happening because of this plant, and to maybe see that we are not to blame, but we are responsible. We are in relationship with him. And in most cases, in the US anyway, it is a very dysfunctional relationship. So I am hypothesizing or presenting that if we heal that relationship, then tobacco is a healer and a force for good. The same plant that is causing millions of people to say, I'm sick, I'm dying, can actually help us to heal those things if we are in right relation. Do you agree? Disagree? Drop me a comment. Make sure to follow Plant Medicine People for more content like this very soon. Thank you so much for listening.